You stupid piece of shit. Come on. Oh my god. Oh my. How in the fuck? What are you saying over there? Oh, grab his ass. Gotcha, bitch. We'll do that shit no more. Show ass over there, leave me alone. I just hit myself. Damn, I just hit myself, didn't I? God damn it. Too much in a hurry. Jump up.
Investigation of the case. You learn in the training. The quasi-fighters, apprentices belonging to each branch.
Fucking bitch. Trying to teleport. Oh, fuck you.
It's only after I become a regular fighter that I can play an active part in the world.
Oh, I hate this guy.
It's only after I become a regular fighter that I can play an active part in the world.
How?
By the way, it was.
Don't pick on me, man. Don't pick. Don't fucking. Oh my.
Leave the rest of the Liberty
Oh,
Fighter.
shit.
Leave the rest of the Liberty Fighter.
Huh. Man, not good enough. Okay, you know what? Man, bitch.
Wayside Road, and unsubmit transfer notification to the Ribbert Association branch.
It's through the air.
Chloe, once you have temporarily transferred to the Liberty branch and resolved your request, you can return to the Crossbell branch again.
Fuck you.
No, that's true. There is no problem with the rules, but you can't do that.
修理を頼む。修理を頼む。
Raw Chloe Road, Jajan. Enigma 2, communication function when you are in trouble at such times. communication function when you are in trouble at such times.
妖精兵器転送完了です。お待たせしました。
妖精兵器転送完了。行くぞ。
Rob, Chloe, hello, Michelle.
妖精兵装備。この私の手で蹴りをつけてやる。撤退する。やられた。
修理を頼む。兵装を出撃地点を選択し
Chloe, hello, Michelle.
修理を頼む。ベース内に敵機侵入。修理を頼む。索敵戦
Fuck you.
Michelle, communication code. What's wrong, Chloe? Did you stumble upon the request
妖精兵器
immediately?
転送完了。行くぞ。
修理を頼む。
センサーを設置する。
やられちゃいました。現在、私たちは修理を頼む。
Chloe, no, the request is being resolved smoothly.
修理を頼む。作戦終了まで残り30秒。
センサーが設置する。
修理を頼
Chloe, actually, it's just a secret.
一時決壊だ。センサーが
む。終了まで残り10秒。
Oh.
Chloe told Michelle what he heard at Elfintech. Chloe told Michelle what he heard at Elfintech.
機械によってスペックに差がありすぎましたね。
Chloe, that's why. Please report the transfer delivered.
What's the pullback? He's definitely a fucking pullback.
Note the reason why we are given such permission.
Okay.
king of gaming, the king of monitor, the king of gaming, and contradicts stuff and understanding. And Breath of the Wild is amazing. Smash the music. But then if you make 3 separate videos bashing Breath of the Wild, you know we all have a change of heart, right? But come on, just admit it. You commit it. You get the stuff out of the way. You can see denying it. You know, it do be funny sometimes. It do be saying some like, you know, you would be a good YouTuber feeding just live. It makes live and fact. You gotta think you could be a troll or you're a YouTuber is in between right now. But yeah, I'm about to play the video. Do not click out. I guarantee you. So Young Defiant, I just tell you, I know you're watching. I know you can leave the video right now, so I just want to tell you this. If you really want to,
出撃メンバー確定。
instead of saying
さあ、戦場へ向か
you
い
have
ま
to
しょう。
donate to me for me to respond to your channel. You know what? You know, when you're a true innovator, when you're the GOAT, they try and copy you, try to do what you do, but ultimately fail. This is something I have to deal with on a daily basis since I'm on such a higher level of thinking, since I'm such an innovator and creator. I have spawned so many wannabes and copycats that want to do what I do but can't instead just embarrass themselves on a daily basis. I see so many of these clowns trying to copy my style yet failing in every single way because, quite frankly, you can't beat the original and you will never be able to. Y'all are nothing but knockoffs, wannabes, dollar store versions of me that will never compare. There is only one me and there is only
サポー
one
トは任せてください
and no matter how hard you are developers try, you'll never be one of the greatest games of all time, aka So we have this great ripper, very disrespectful game trying to rip off the great. This is even close to Game of the Year. Game of the Year Rocket has the story is piss poor. You wake up 100 years into the future, which makes no goddamn sense. And you don't remember the shitty, oh, I lost my memory cliche. I have amnesia. That's been done a million times. You have to go find these shitty memories, fight these boars. And it just goes to show people have such a bias.
礼を言っておくぜ。ベースを守れ。油断したね。覚えておくと。
味方が敵方へ攻撃を開始
なかなかやるじゃねえか。
コアが敵に攻撃を受けました
対空索敵だ。
戦況は危険索敵だ
Oh my god.
礼を言っておくぜ。俺様はまだ倒れねえぞ。対空索敵だ。足だ。
Oh my god.
足だ。
Oh my god.
ベース内に敵侵入
ど
兵装を宣告してください出撃地点を選択してください
A number of channels on YouTube gain their recognition through one way or another. Having a gimmick on this website isn't a necessity. Having a gimmick makes you stand out more.
One
thing that makes me appreciate someone like iDubbbzTV, for example, is the edgy, self-deprecating humor. I think what I'm saying here because it makes it stick out. But when you're making
フレンドリー回避 スクランブル戦果が完了しました
universally disliked content. This is a persona commonly thought of as a bad guy persona, and its name explains the very reason everybody hates it. The gimmick is hardly likable, especially in the case of well-natured parts. YouTubers with around 12,000 subscribers and a video production. It makes music videos about many popular anime shows. The main thing that
俺様にも覚えますね。
永遠の時が来たか
センサー弾を発射するよ。
Daily traction from it. Obviously, so far it's worked out for him. So with that aside, for today's video, I won't be focusing on defining Cassie personally because it's hard in real life.
センサー弾を発射するよ。礼を言っておくぜ。
I'm making sure that I make this clear now.
フレンドリー回避
そんなに高ぶるのも久々だよ。
Never mind younger farmers.
ありがとうございます
敵を見つけたよ。
それもバレてるフレンドリー回避
Oh my god. Fuck. Sitting behind the wall.
ジャッキを捉えました
対空索敵弾を発射するよ。妖精兵器転送完了。 これで終わりだ。
視覚的セン
セン
サーを
サー弾を発射するよ。俺が押し負けただ。対空作戦だ。あ、足だ。対空作戦だ。足だ。押し負けただ。
作戦終了まで残り5分です。
ブランドを制作してきた。センサー弾を発射するよ。スクラップが材料だ。妖精兵器来たわ。ありがとう。
現在敵を戦闘が拮抗しています。
But the way Young Defiant expresses his is completely uncalled for. And he might argue that being an asshole is just how he is.
やってないしそれ。
敵作戦鉄くずにしてやる。
Maybe just known as the toughest no real good reason. You're doing a pretty good job at it. But from the looks at it, I still want to be considered someone of notoriety and credibility in the anime and that's really side I think this is a pretty terrible way of thinking about it. I don't actually watch anime that much. But I do think I have a point when I say
現在戦況は均衡しています。代表激コアの耐久値が減少しています。並走を
いい間抜け面を。
出撃地点を選択してください。
You're just the type of asshole people only watch when you're shitting.
つついちゃう
視覚的センサーを設置しますわね。
Young Defiant really seems to adore his own
ブランドを
opinion,
攻めろ。
so much so that he holds it on a pedestal above everyone else's. But I don't think the
視覚的センサーを設置しますわね。
opinions. It's the way he goes
逃
about
げ場は
his
ない。
両戦兵器の転送準備が完了しました。
対空作戦だ。
ありがとうございますわね。
対空作戦だ。足だ。
両性兵器転送完了。一気に片付けるよ。
終了まで残り3分です。
down everyone's throat.
フレンドリーファイ
ベースを守れ。
現在戦況は均衡しています。
They can different ways.
ベース内の
They're vicious and very
耐久値が半減しています。
good.
おいのせいだとは思いたくない
転送を選択してください。出撃地点を選択してください。
Fact that he's this good. But I mean, obviously, those people are few and far in between, to say the least. I couldn't disagree with these people more, though. Watching a Young Defiant video is like swallowing broken glass.
戦場の破壊神はこの俺様だ。対空作戦だ。足だ。
She made a controversial rant about viewers not providing her any money from the stream. This isn't the first time that she's done this. As a matter of fact,
鉄くずにしてやる。
ベース内に敵侵入。
まだ倒れねえぞ。みんなベロベロ。
The mindset being that your viewers are obligated to give you money.
対空作戦だ。足だ。対空作戦だ。足だ。随分とブランドを正規化してやったぜ。スクラップが材料だ。この私が。合成兵器転送完了。これで終わりだ。
作戦終了まで残り1分です。
センサー弾を発射するよ。
両性兵器転送完了。行くぞ。
Plus implying
現在戦況は拮抗しています。
really are so desperate to get
ありがとうございます。
some sort of favor. But honestly, it's not like
対空索敵弾を発射するよ。合成兵器転送完了。これで終わりだ。
作戦終了まで残り3 30秒
敵機発見だ
have the right to act in this entitled. I don't think
接敵
anyone
セン
else
サーを設置しますわね
actually fired up a live stream
邪魔するやつは全員制圧だ
trolling. And to that, I have to say, I would definitely be able to what
戦場の破壊神はこの俺様だ
so funny about a man
Well,
acting
look at
like the most entitled man on the planet. I don't see the humor in that at all. Also, if he's really trolling, then explain to me why he's going around After all, I'm pretty sure a troll wouldn't want to silence the reactions he gets out of people. Because getting a reaction is exactly what a troll wants. He gets out of it. On copyright striking videos. Then explain to me why he's going around copyright striking videos criticizing me. After all, I don't see the humor in that at all. Also, if he's really trolling, then explain to me why he's going around copyright striking videos criticizing him. After all, I'm pretty sure a troll wouldn't want to silence the reactions he gets out of people. Because getting a reaction is exactly what a troll wants. It honestly sounds like that's just your go-to
Always loved sci-fi. The idea of being right on the edge of discovery and on the frontiers of space.
並走を選択してください出撃地点を選択してください
You get to use cloaking devices, probes to scan down unknown parts of space.
作戦開始
You get to go
サポートは任せてください
いいだろう出撃だ
discover ancient relics from long dead civilizations. You even go
現在
into world
戦況は私たちの優勢です
unknown
ベース内に敵機侵入
hostile or magnetar, female raids, furious episodes, following content that presents itself because of what I say to do. It's all part of the openness, not knowing what
Oh my.
敵機を発見しましたわ認めませんわやら
センサーをオフとしようかね
次は必ずごめんなさいやられました
修理を頼むよ
油断したね
偵察を頼むよ
私に指一本触れられないようですわね
索敵センサーをオフとしようかね
誰にも渡しませんわ
I guess
兵装を出撃地点を
great competitive experience.
ベース内に敵機侵入
But I'm not to play at the low pace from the comfort of your home. Just like you are now. In your pajamas. On the couch.
出撃地点を選択してください。
In your backyard.
敵ベースが大きく損傷しています。
引導を渡してくれる。
Or on the roof. Hey.
本気の私に追いつけるかな。
I just say you're a crazy.
グランドセンター
You're gonna find out. Yes.
敵がいましたね。
Do it again. What else do I say?
両生兵戦場完了。行くぞ。
作戦終了まで残り5分です。フレンドリーグランドが奇襲に来ました。両生兵準備 OK。行くわよ。
Oh shit!
現在戦況は私たちの優勢です。敵攻耐久値残りわずか。決済。ありがとう。この恩は忘れないよ。
結果が見えている勝負ほどつまらんものはない。
Fire it now!
Whether you're a regular user of the modern-day internet or just an occasional web surfer, there's almost always one core reason people connect to the web, and it's for entertainment purposes. While, yeah, you could argue that people also connect for other reasons like educational purposes or connecting to their loved ones and friends far away, a large percentage of the internet's user base comes from entertainment. Some people like to take advantage of the anonymity of the internet and how behind the screen you can connect to millions across the globe without the precious social distancing practices or ever having to become an extrovert. Precisely what I mean by this is some people like to poke fun and make jokes at the expense of others. On the internet, they practice
並走を選択してください。
trolling has become simple.
出撃地点を選択してください。
こんなに高ぶるのは久々だよ。
作戦を開始します。出撃どうぞ。
目に物見せてくれる。センサー弾を発射するよ。
ベース内に敵機侵入。出撃地点を選択してください。ベース内に敵機侵入。センサー弾を発射する。やられちゃったよな。敵コアの耐久値が減少しています。出撃地点を選択してください。
センサー弾を発射するよ。
作戦終了まで残り5分です。そんな。現在戦況は均衡しています。動かない。
攻撃開始。消えるがいい。
プラントを占拠したわ。撤退します。敵発見。気をつけなさい。
やられた。撤退する。おいのせいだろ。
撤退します。撤退。出撃地点を選択してください。
Frank has been son Boogie smashes it. For a good while now, nothing escalated the situation between the two as much as it did on September 26, 2020, when Frank showed up to Boogie's house to chill after months of working online. Boogie ended up drawing a firearm on Frank, which as usual put Frank in a sticky
こんなに高ぶるのは久々だよ。
現在コアのベース内に敵機侵入。
And the thought process of even pulling a gun out in the first place makes this situation so worrisome. Most sensible people who may not be familiar with Boogie as a content creator and following the support into the victims Boogie's dropping may seem reasonable, especially in the case that Frank
出撃地点を選択してください。
already knows that Boogie won't do it based on his general nature as a content creator. Not once has Frank actually ever caused any destructive harm.
センサー弾を発射する。
Understand Boogie's history as a content creator. Boogie 298's first client was his videos he made pretending to be a fictional character named Francis.
作戦終了まで残り3分です。
Ranted about various topics. The satire nature and comedic value of these videos gained an initial following, and Boogie would continue to create content in that vein, along with moving on to
現在戦況は拮抗しています。
as a content creator or any sort of public figure on the internet in general, there's always one something good Frank beat the trolls. Seriously. You already know what their response is going to be if you do it. While I'm sure most of us content creators
センサ
are
ー弾
well
を発射
aware
する。
of this.
敵コアの耐久値が半減しています。 センサー弾を発射する。
この私が
やっつけたのだ。
センサー弾を発射するよ。
兵装を選択してください。出撃地点を選択してください。
やるね。
センサー弾を発射する。
They're doing something.
現在戦況は拮抗しています。 センサー弾を発射する。兵装を選択して出撃地点を選択してください。 立ち止まるわけにはいかない。センサー弾を発射する。嘘、こうやられた。撤退。やられた。ありがとうございます。 作戦ベース内に敵機侵入。コアが大きく損傷しています。 ベース内に敵機侵入。
敵のグラウンドを見つけたよ。
ませんわ。現在私たち劣勢です。
Come here, pussy. Come here, pussy. Come here, pussy, 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 pussy.
やるね。
Fucking pussy. Oh, I drove all the way now that I don't have the balls to actually show what you want, pussy. Show the fuck up. I will fucking...
作戦終了まで残り30秒。残りわずか。敵機撃墜。撃墜。 兵装を出撃地点を選択してください。 作戦終了まで残り10秒。
Personally, I'm not going to pick a specific side of this situation. As someone who finds Frank's content to be entertaining and also sees Boogie as the same,
今回は調子が良かったみたいです。
Boogie's house were a bit over the line. Obviously, I do understand that Frank wasn't going to do anything bad, but knowing the managed state that Boogie was in based on his threats towards him, Frank was basically going on a suicide mission. At the end of the day, you definitely shouldn't take the chance of losing your life for good content. In Boogie's case, wielding a firearm and even setting off a warning shot definitely was not called for either. At the very least, I wish that Boogie would have just kept it on standby and waited for Frank to actually do something that would cause harm to him or his property. And we all know Frank wouldn't have done anything anyways. So situation could have been handled a lot better as a whole. A common problem in modern internet trolling is taking things too far,
休憩が
and
てら
this
一緒
situation
にお
is
茶
not
しませんか
different. It's important to keep in mind that there are always ways to prevent things like this from escalating to where they are. Obviously, I don't expect Boogie to actually be able to do this with the flip of a switch. However, I do think some things can be moderated, like the extreme responses he gave to Hassel. This advice can be followed by anyone. Don't show up to a YouTuber's house unannounced and without permission. At the end of the day, we're all people. We all hold our own lives and value our privacy. A YouTuber or any online entertainer in general gets less privacy than your average person would because they're producing content for you. So invading their private life is definitely not a thing you want to be doing. We're all people at the end of the day. The other piece of advice I have is don't overreact to people seeking a reaction. Frank harassed Boogie so much because Boogie gave him a reaction that fueled him enough to continue poking him over and over again until he knew he would pop. I'm not asking Boogie to just turn a blind eye because it's a natural thing for a content creator to be curious about what people might have to say about them, but I am saying that he can eventually learn to control his emotions better. If the trolling bothers him this much, him reacting the way he does can make everyone see him as not any better than the trolls. It's unclear whether or not Boogie actually did have anything to do with Frank's YouTube termination, but even if he did, the levels that Frank took his feud with Boogie to were levels that shouldn't have even been reached. If Frank would have been shot and killed that day, everyone would have been asking, how could have this been prevented? Boogie's proclaimed mental health wouldn't have been able to save him from being held accountable, even if this were the main factor for shooting him. If anything, it's good that Boogie was at least conscious enough that day to only fire a warning shot. Even doing that leaves the imminent risk of a stray bullet free-falling somewhere in his neighborhood, but at least it didn't end up in the back of Frank Hassel's skull. I think this situation will go down in history as a great example of what not to do as a viewer and as a content creator. There's wrong on both sides here, and as I've made it clear, I'm not picking any particular side. I think there's things that they both could have done differently. With that said, I'll be taking the lead, but just remember, always say no to pirates.
Hey y'all, Scott here. Listen, I've noticed newborn baby name books is a hot thing right now, so I've decided to work on a newborn baby last name book. completely untapped market. Never have seen one before. We have all the perfect names to spank onto your child. We have Smith, Johnson, Williams for Nintendo 3DS, Brown, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U for the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. Fourth entry in the best series featuring Nintendo and video game all-stars assaulting each other holds a few milestones. The first Smash Bros. Game in HD, the first one on a handheld, the first one to actually be 2 games. Smash 4 was an incredibly ambitious title I played to death. And while it has the gameplay, the characters, the pizzazz we love Smash Bros. For, it always felt like it was missing some of the magic of previous entries. Listen, I love Smash 4. I've easily played it the most out of all the games and adore so much about it. But it just misses the mark with a bunch of little things. I'll try to explain myself, but beforehand, might as well go on and on and on about the development and lead up to release. So New Smash Bros. Was announced at E3 2011 for the 3DS and Wii U with some form of connectivity between each other. No footage, no name, no other details. Masahiro Sakurai was taking the helm once again as director for the project. However, at the time of its announcement, he was still working on Kid Icarus Uprising for the 3DS. Satoru Iwata announced the new Smash Bros. Game crazy early in development, as in, before it was even crazy early in development. It was obviously done just to plump consumer faith in the Wii U and 3DS, saying, don't worry guys, there will be a new Smash Bros. A year later at E3 2012, Wii Fit U was announced, but Smash Bros. Was nowhere in sight. Behind the scenes, however, the project was just starting out. Sakurai officially proposed his vision for the next Smash Bros. To Nintendo in April of 2012, with features like custom moves, Smash Run, 8-player Smash, and a few new characters being detailed. A few weeks after E3, a Nintendo Direct was broadcast unveiling that Bandai Namco was developing the next Smash Bros. I think some people were a bit uneasy about this reveal. These are the guys who made Pac-Man Party. We're gonna trust them with our Smash Brothers? But in my opinion, Bandai Namco was always an excellent choice. Previous Smash Brothers development teams weren't nearly as experienced in creating modern fighting games or nearly as big as Bandai Namco. Using a company as large as them would mean the game would have more manpower behind it and thus release a bit quicker. And Sakurai was still manning the project. Not much to be worried about there. Some light news came out over the next year, like this whiteboard drawing Sakurai showed off and the announcement that the first screens of the game would be unveiled at E3 2013. And that led to the worst day of my 16-year-old life. Not the unveil itself, no. Nintendo announced that they wouldn't have a standard press conference at E3 2013, but rather they would live stream a pre-recorded Nintendo Direct. A common practice for them these days, yes, but back then people were not happy about this decision, and the live stream itself definitely did help things. There were some technical issues, the stream wasn't very smooth at all, it would freeze a ton, wasn't that great to watch. I'm sure many people didn't have a problem with it, but that wasn't the same for me and various others. It was so bad Iwata publicly apologized for the problems. Now, in terms of the actual full unveil of the new Smash Brothers, oh yeah! We have one final announcement. They gave me those 2 sweet switches, the Flaming Smash logo, the fake-out Animal Crossing chunk. Oh my god, it's a new Smash Brothers! The 3DS version was the first unveiled, showcasing characters with a thick outline to be more visible on the smaller screen. It still looked really good for the system though. But who the hell cares? Mario sheds his skin and goes full-on HD in the Wii U version. Villager from Animal Crossing was the only newcomer unveiled, and the temporary titles of Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U were shown with a release date of 2014. Before the E3 show floor opened, Wii Fit Trainer was revealed alongside a quick demo shown to attendees, and that was it for the Smash Bros. Presence at E3 2013. Not a bad way to start things off. Now that summer was a roller coaster of emotions. We went from an absolutely phenomenal reveal trailer to... Woo! I think I'm the first match. For the next year and a half after the unveil, Sakurai would post an image on Miiverse from either the Wii U or 3DS version roughly every weekday. Every so often, a veteran fighter, new stage, item, assist trophy, or other things would be revealed. Well, many times it was just Sakurai posting a picture saying, look at this. It was still exciting to wake up and see what the update of the day was, but some will argue that the way Brawl handled the lead up to release was far better. They would unveil a new piece of information every day, no matter how mundane. With Smash Wii U and 3DS, it was completely up in the air if the pick of the day would be something new. But hey, at least it's better than Smash Ultimate Smash Vlog. 90% of the info revealed each week is something we already knew. That's being generous. About half a year after the E3 showing, a new character was shown during a December 2013 Nintendo Direct, Rosalina and Luma. And afterwards, new character reveals and info in general came out at a pretty frequent pace. Little Mac was revealed in a February 2014 Direct, and that was my most wanted newcomer right there, so I was pretty satisfied. A Smash Bros. Focus Direct was shown in April of 2014, revealing that the 3DS version would come out in the summer, while the Wii U version would release later that winter. That surprised a lot of people at the time that the 3DS version would come out first, but in retrospect, that definitely made more sense. The April Direct was pretty good, albeit with nothing absolutely mind-blowing. Ending things off with a reveal of Greninja, which got me saying, Mewtwo's back, who the hell is this? A Smash Bros. Invitational tournament for the Wii U game was announced for E3 2014, which was huge. Just the fact that Nintendo was not only starting to support the Smash Bros. Community, but launching them as well were two large footsteps in the right direction, especially after the controversy of them initially pulling Melee out of EVO 2013. Not only that, but it was announced that Smash Bros. Wii U would support GameCube controllers via an adapter. That was the most excited I've ever been about a controller in years. E3 2014 rolls around with Mii's finally making their way in as playable characters. I would have been way more into this if it happened in Brawl, but I was perfectly fine with their inclusion. The 3DS version's release date was revealed to be That's Not Summer 2014, Amiibo figures for the game are shown off, allowing you to train up a fighter, and a trailer for Palutena finished the event off. That always felt like an odd character that many E3 strained on, but regardless, it was still a great trailer. Pac-Man was later introduced at a developer roundtable, and I believe how many people thought he wasn't going to make it in the game somehow. Even Namco was making the game, and why don't they put in somebody like Heihachi from Tekken instead of Pac-Man? I was pretty stoked to see him in here. I always loved Pac-Man, and being one of the most iconic characters in all of video games, I thought he was always a no-brainer for Smash Brothers. Later in July, a live stream revealed a newcomer trailer. Being for Robin and Lucina from Fire Emblem Awakening, effectively shutting down loads of rumors since many predicted Chrom would be the new Fire Emblem rep this time around. But that didn't stop a totally real leak from the ESRB revealing the remainder of the characters, plus loads of other screenshots and videos of the game. Yeah, it kinda blew that all this... The secret characters were revealed 2 months before the game's release, but the version was released in Japan a month before everywhere else. Either way, we would have had the characters spoiled for us over here, so leak or no leak, I don't think things would have been that different. The last newcomer to be unveiled pre-launch was Shulk during an August Japanese-only Nintendo Direct. Afterwards, Nintendo kept cramming Smash 3DS down everybody's throats with trailers and commercials everywhere. Plus a demo that was exclusive to select Club Nintendo members until being available to everybody a week or so later. I was one of the lucky few to get the demo early, and let me tell you, that was Tombstone work. Well, Smash Bros. For 3DS released on October 3rd, 2014 here in North America, Smash Bros. For Wii U still had a lot of mystery surrounding it at the time. We didn't know a ton about the exclusive features in that version until the Smash Wii U 50 Back Extravaganza later in October, detailing what set the Wii U version apart from the 3DS one, ending things off with the reveal of Mewtwo coming back to the DLC. Finally, the Wii U version, alongside the GameCube controllers, adapters, and the first wave of Amiibo figures, launched on November 21st, 2014. Yep, that was the build-up to Smash Bros. Release, and it was definitely a fun ride. Smash Ultimate is great and all, but the reveal of all the characters returning in one fell swoop. That made for an amazing unveil, but the fact that Smash Bros. Drip-fed us veteran and newcomer characters over a year and a half, well, Brawl was the first Smash Bros. Game I owned, so that was the first one I played when I knew what the hell a Virtual Boy was. I was far more confident in actually understanding Nintendo history and how to play Smash Bros. Effectively, as I picked both versions up when they launched and played both of them for hundreds of hours each. I love and still love these games, but I do have some nitpicks and actual problems with both of them that I'm more than happy to whine about. Now, whenever people talk about Smash 4, they always focus on the Wii U version, but let's be fair here. Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Super Smash Bros. For Wii U are separate games. Slash the same game. The more I think about Smash Bros., the harder it is to classify what the hell it is. They both have the exact same character lineup, the same movesets, the same general art style. They both have a different lineup of stages, modes, trophies. While the gameplay is basically one-to-one the same across both versions, it's different in a few ways, such as assist trophy characters and Pokeball Pokemon running at a lower frame rate on the 3DS, and the Wii U version giving characters the ability to swim. It's basically different versions of the same overall game. Played all the characters on Smash 3DS, you've played all the characters on
ベ
Smash.
ースを防衛
Also,
してくだ
let's
さい
congratulate the winners of the Most Effective Title Award for 2014. These things are no nonsense.
現
They
在
get
空
right to
に
the
敵
point.
侵入
Nothing interesting, no subtitle that's a synonym for fight like with the previous two games, just blatantly
魔
telling you
法
what the
陣に踏み
game
込んだ愚
is.
者がいるようだ
This is really boring. To be fair, with these two games simply being different versions of the same game, you couldn't really give them both unique subtitles, but at the same time, you couldn't call them the same thing because they're both different games. You see why it's hard to classify what these things are. You know, in Smash Bros. Yes, Super Smash Bros. and Smash Bros. would be far more interesting, but it makes it seem like these two are separate games, when they really aren't. But calling both of them something like Super Smash Bros. Smackdown would imply these are the exact same games. Yeah, the title's cool, but there's not really much else they could have called them. When the 3DS version came out, it was getting beyond satisfying to finally get a Smash Bros. Game on a handheld. I dreamed about being able to play Brawl on my DS back in the day, and to finally get basically that was great. Thankfully, that handheld manufacturing did real to impact the gameplay. This is Smash Bros. Regardless of playing it on a console or on the go. The gameplay is faster than Brawl, yet slower than Melee. And it just felt like the perfect balance between the two. It's fast enough to remain interesting for competitive players, yet not too fast to be somewhat alienating to more casual ones. There were a few mechanics that have made their way in here, but to feel it random tripping from Brawl got the boot, while the way grabbing onto a ledge works has been massively tweaked. But in the end, this feels how Smash Brothers should feel to me. And while it's most comparable to Brawl, it's just so good. At the time of its release, this was my favorite Smash Brothers in terms of core fight. While many will say the Wii U version plays best due to being able to use an actual controller on a screen bigger than a sticky note, I have to give them credit that Smash Brothers works really well on the 3DS. Even when the 3DS doesn't work really well for Smash Brothers. Bless the circle pads part, but it just wasn't made to withstand Smash. In the end though, both versions play great, and while the 3DS version is obviously technically inferior to its Wii U counterpart, I think it's far better than people give it credit for. Like I said, the character roster across both versions is the exact same, and it's just... oh, it's so good. The newcomers are all so damn unique, and it actually makes the old characters feel kind of dated in comparison. Little Mag is a blast to use for fun. Villager has so many interesting moves, and how did it take the Slung-Giga Duck on it? And the third-party roundup, it's absolutely perfect. Sonic, Mega Man, and Pac-Man are the definitive three third-party characters who need to be in Smash Brothers in my opinion. And hey, Pac-Man is my undisputed main here. I love this character. You see, you have to just hit people with the fire hydrant and then give them the old Pac-Man special. Not the fire hydrant. You couldn't design a moveset for Pac-Man without the fire hydrant. However, some tweaks to the roster had to be made to get everything running smoothly on the 3DS. And even if things would work perfectly fine on the Wii U, both versions had to have identical rosters. So characters who were transformed mid-match, like Samus and Zelda, were altered, and their transformations Zero Suit Samus and Sheik were turned into their own separate characters. That's not a big deal at all, but the character of Pokemon Trainer was cut entirely, and only Charizard alone remained in the game. Swirl and Ivysaur were cut, alongside the Ice Climbers, who just weren't working right on the 3DS. In addition to those three, Wolf, Lucas, and Snake were given the boot as well. But for some reason, they decided to bring Dr. Mario from Melee back. And who wants Wolf when we have Dark Pit? As amazing as this roster is, it sure does have a strong case of the why the f***s. Now, I'd argue that the characters cut from Brawl to Smash 4 weren't major necessities in the roster, but it was still sad to see them go, even though some eventually came back as DLC. Pokemon Trainer is far more interesting than just Charizard alone, and Ice Climbers were kind of a Smash Brothers staple at this point. It hurt even more to see them bring back an old Melee veteran to then totally ignore another one, Mewtwo, of course, before DLC was announced. Three clone characters are here, Lucina, Dark Pit, and Dr. Mario, and these were thrown in as bonuses. They barely took much time to develop, so these characters weren't chosen over bringing back Snake or Lucas, for example. You can easily tell these characters are in a league of their own simply by looking at the character select screen. Yeah, we gotta talk about these menus. Tons of people dog on Smash for Wii U's menu, and while I agree to an extent that it doesn't make all too much sense, Smash for 3DS's menu doesn't make all too much sense. And it looks hideous. This is a main menu with a question mark at the end of it. Nothing looks in place here. Like, the Smash icon just looks kind of awkward sitting there, and the challenges button the only one with a crazy thin outline. And of course, the infamous menu name, Games and More. You know, when you think about it, every single one of these menu options could fit under that title. That's the problem. I will defend the Wii U menu in one aspect, and that's looks. This thing is gorgeous. The colors, the characters flashing by in the background, the boldness of every icon, it all looks phenomenal. But it does not excuse this character select screen. Again, at least it looks pretty. Regardless of if you've unlocked all the characters or not, or have DLC fighters, It just feels uneven and unorganized. The final update for the game split Pac-Man from the rest of the third-party characters. That bugs me. Why are these 3 clones in their own section? Like, 2 are brand new and 1 is a veteran. At the very least, why isn't Dr. Mario with the Mario characters? Every other clone character is with their series, except for these guys. And speaking of Mario characters, why is Yoshi separating them? He's classified under his own series. And the DLC characters aren't with their respective series, so let's just down here. Let's talk about stages. The stage list differs between the 3DS and Wii U games. The 3DS having a smaller stage count with a heavy focus on handheld representation, and the Wii U focusing more so on console games for its stages. The 3DS has some great ones like 3D Land, Rainbow Road, Paper Mario, Spirit Train, Mute City, Picto-Chat 2, Pac-Maze, with some returning favorites, Yoshi's Island and WarioWare just to name 2. There are a fair amount of returning stages to make up for franchises without a new stage in this version, but with the 3DS's low resolution and lesser graphical quality, the stages don't feel too out of place. Now this, on the other hand, I don't know if this is a controversial opinion or not, but I do not like the stage selection in Smash Wii U. It's just so boring to me. Like, there is not a single stage that I'm like, oh yeah, I love this one. I like Pilot Wings and Woolly World. That's about it, to be honest. Tons of stages have cool ideas, like Gamer and Jungle Hijinks, but they're just not that interesting to play on for me. This list just screams padding. Melee and Brawl made sure to label stages that were brought back from previous titles. Sure, that kind of undervalued the older stages, but they held this sense of pride that their new stages were more than enough to satisfy players. Smash for Wii U includes them in here alongside the new ones, which would be fine if they didn't look like they were centuries old. That's one of my biggest problems with this game. The returning stages just weren't updated graphically enough. 90% of them look outdated and really bland. And because old stages are just thrown in with the new ones on the stage select, they feel even more out of place. Like, look at this. This doesn't look like it should have been released in 2014. And even some of the quote-unquote new stages just feel like filler. Town and City is basically just Smashville, and both are included here. Flat Zone X is considered a new stage, but don't lie, it's just Flat Zone 2 with some elements from the original Flat Zone. A new Mario Circuit stage alongside the old Mario Circuit stage, Battlefield, and Big Battlefield. 5 minutes are shaved off of my life whenever I mention that. I personally prefer the 3DS lineup. It has a better roster of returning stages in my opinion, and the new ones are more interesting. At least some of the stages are shared between the versions. I quite like the boxing ring, and Wily Castle would have been great if it weren't for the leading cause of the phrase, oh for f***'s sake. Yeah, there's a decent amount of stage bosses or hazards in both of these game stages, and a few totally ruin perfectly good stages. Just intrusive and take away so much from a match, it's ridiculous. Some bosses are on fairly large stages and either can be avoided, like Metal Face, or they actually add some fun to the match, like with Ridley. These guys are totally manageable. But other times, bosses are the Yellow Devil and the Flying Man. At least there's now final destination forms of each stage, which allows you to retain the aesthetic with a completely hazardless flat stage. I really do like this inclusion, because you still get the ambient on some Magic Camp without this mistake. In terms of items you can use, they had some fun new additions, albeit very overpowered ones. The Gust Bellows, Orc Club, Beetle, and the Special Flag can be kinda cheap at times. Items are still definitely fun in the game, but can feel a tad much at times. Plus, there's just so many of them too. Smash with 3DS and Wii U allow you to customize your characters, choosing from variations on your special moves and using equipment to alter your stats. This is a really neat addition. The problem is you have to unlock all the special moves per character. You just get them randomly for playing the game in its various modes. So not only do you get them randomly, the moves you get are random, and you can get moves you already have. Ladies and gentlemen, that effectively changes my stance on custom moves from that's pretty cool to who gives a piss. Now you can connect the two versions to transfer your custom characters. That's it. That's fundamentally all you get from connecting the two games. That's a lie. You can use the 3DS as a controller on the Wii U game, which is a feature that's basically just worth a out of 10. They really built up the connectivity between the two versions, saying we'll unveil what it does later, but this is all it is. It feels like they wanted to do cooler things like transfer stages and trophies between the two games, because this just feels super basic and not at all interesting, to be honest. Now, there's one more major thing the Wii U version has in regards to multiplayer matches: 8-player Smash. It's only available on select stages, but over the course of the game's life, many more stages were tweaked to be 8-player Smash compatible. Yep, this is a mess. It's pretty insane that you can play Smash Brothers with 8 people, but this is a bit much for me. It's insanely difficult to keep track of your character most of the time, and it just feels too cluttered. Impressive feature that has its moments, but I'd rather stick to 4 players or less. Visually, Smash 4 looks fantastic both on the 3DS and Wii U, but of course Wii U is the edge. Each character in stage feels completely faithful to their original game, and the colors are going crazy here! Take that, Super Smash Bros. Brawl! Sound-wise, I mean, it's Smash Brothers, of course it's amazing. Moving on. Alright, but now it's time to actually talk about the modes outside of the regular multiplayer matches. There's online, and personally I've been pretty lucky and have had little issues with it. It ain't perfect, but it's definitely serviceable and works fine enough most of the time. The mode is separated via 2 sections, for fun and for glory. As in, the mode is separated via 1 section, for glory. I never really played for fun online simply because it's 4-player battles on any stage with all items. Now I have nothing against that, but online, that just leads to a cornucopia of lag. One-on-one battles in For Glory work the best simply because it's one-on-one with no items on only Final Destination versions of stages.